In German, we use two types of reflexive verbs, unreal and real ones. Waschen is an unreal reflexive verb. We call it unecht reflexiv. Waschen needs an object, and that object can be a thing or another person or the person who washes. In the last case, waschen is used reflexively. Ich wasche mein Auto. Sie wäscht ihre Jacke. Wäscht sich. We can ask for that object of each sentence. Was wäschst du? For a thing, and wen wäschst du? For a person. So if we ask for the person in the last sentence, wen wäscht er? The answer is sich. Now, sich beschweren, to complain, belongs to the other type of verbs, the real reflexive ones. Ich werde mich über den schlechten Service beschweren. I will complain about the bad service. Beschwert sich über seine Nachbarn. He's complaining about his neighbors. Ihre Kollegen haben sich über sie beschwert. Your colleagues have complained about you. Sich beschweren always has to be used reflexively. For real reflexive verbs, the object is not interchangeable, and we cannot ask for it either. The question, wen beschwert er, who does he complain, doesn't make sense. Basically, the real reflexive verbs are those that don't seem to have any reason for being reflexive at all, but without their reflexive pronoun, they don't have any meaning, or they have a completely different meaning. For example, when you look at this dictionary entry about to complain, sich beschweren, you can see that in the German translation, sich is not in brackets, which means it's mandatory. You have to use it. And if you don't use it, you get something completely different. See the difference in meaning here? So, sich beschweren means to complain, but without the sich, beschweren means to weight something, to burden, to load, or to pin something down. So it's a completely different word. Here are some more examples for real reflexive verbs. Sich entschuldigen für, to apologize for. Sich bedanken für, to thank for. Sich konzentrieren auf, to concentrate on. Sich etwas merken, to remember something. And here you can see them in context. Ich entschuldige mich für die Verspätung. I'm apologizing for the delay. Ich bedanke mich für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. I thank you for your attention. Ich muss mich auf meine Arbeit konzentrieren. I have to concentrate on my work. Ich kann mir dieses Wort nicht merken. I cannot remember this word. You can see here that in the first three sentences we used mich, and in the last one, mir, indicating that the last verb, sich etwas merken, carries an object in the dative. The reflexive pronouns in the dative only differ in the first and second person singular from those in the accusative. So instead of mich and dich, it is now mir and dir. All the others are the same. Uns and euch in a plural dialogue situation, and sich for the masculine, feminine, neuter, and formal singular, as well as for the third person plural. You can use the reflexive pronouns in the dative in this exercise with the sentence I, you, and so on cannot remember this word. Pause the video now to fill in the blanks. And here's the solution. Ich kann mir dieses Wort nicht merken. Du kannst dir dieses Wort nicht merken. Er oder sie oder es kann sich dieses Wort nicht merken. Wir können uns dieses Wort nicht merken. Ihr könnt euch dieses Wort nicht merken. Sie können sich dieses Wort nicht merken. In these sentences, I marked the reflexive pronoun for you to see the position more clearly. Er kann sich dieses Wort nicht merken. Er merkt sich das Wort. hat sich dieses Wort gut gemerkt. Er wird sich das Wort mit viel Übung merken. Mit viel Übung means with a lot of practice. The sich is always in the third position after the subject and the conjugated verb. Here I am starting the sentence with a prepositional phrase instead of the subject. Mit viel Übung. Mit viel Übung wird sich das Wort merken. You can see that the reflexive pronoun moves to the fourth position and thus behaving like any common object. One thing that all these sentences have in common is that the dative object, here the reflexive pronoun, is directly followed by an accusative object, das Wort. You might remember this rule about those two objects in a row in one sentence if the accusative object is a pronoun. And that rule applies here as well. If the accusative object is a pronoun, it goes before the dative object. So we say, mit viel Übung wird sich das Wort merken. But if we replace das Wort with the accusative pronoun es, it is, mit viel Übung wird es sich merken. And also if we use the original order starting with the subject, wird es sich mit viel Übung merken. He will remember it with a lot of exercise.